Has anybody heard about the Great Pyramid?
Yeah.
No, nobody knows about that, do they? Well, you see here, look, that's the owl as far as I can see. Can you see the baby owl on the stone there?
Yeah.
Right. If you measure from, they call that the supercilium. I got loads of big words, folks. That's one of them. Look, if you measure from there, there's a beautiful carved edge here, look. See that? That's 20 and 5/8 inches exactly. That's the cubit that built the Great Pyramid. That's where they left it in Lough Gur for us. Now, if you take that cubit, okay, and we have a right angle triangle there. You see the way John Robinson is sitting next to me stone there? That's the John Robinson stone there. That's a right angle triangle. And if you put the cubit into the right angle triangle as the hypotenuse, and you do the calculation, what a squared plus b squared equals c squared, you get this measurement here. You see, if you measure up here, look, that's 14 and 5/8 inches. That's called the Egyptian Reman, or that's the Reman today. So when people look at these two stones, they think, oh, they're just landed there. They're not landed there at all. That's the Reman at the top. There's a beautiful carved edge here. You'll have to come in here, lads. You see this point here, okay? They left a load of micro geometry in this circle, and that's one of the examples. If you measure across there, that's 13 inches, okay? From there to there, right? That's a specific measurement. Now, if you wanted to calculate how many degrees are in a circle, there's 360. You won't find it anywhere on the internet, but they were able to do that here, and we can calculate that here because there's another bit of microgeometry down here. You can see it there, okay? If you put a bit of maul into that and pull it out, you'll see the beautiful geometry on it. And if you measure across there, look, that's 3.5 inches. So the number 3.5 is crucial for calculating the amount of degrees in a circle. And when you do the calculation, you come out with 3.6 exactly. That's how many degrees is in a circle. And in order to get the circle we know today, you just have to scale up by 100. And they left 100 for us in lots of places. They left it at the Great Pyramid, inside in the King's Chamber. If you count the number of stones in the walls of the Great Pyramid, of the King's Chamber, it's 100 stones exactly. If you go down to Cailkill in West Cork, and if you do the longitude from the Great Meridian, that goes up through the centre of the Great Pyramid, it comes out at 100 times pi exactly. And we saw pi earlier on, they showed us pi here as well. And if you there's another 100. The gap between the Ranocram Dove and the James Stephen stone is 38.6 inches. I'm calling that the Clarshock now. Is Billy McGuire still around? Mm-hmm. I'm calling that after the harp because the harp is right in the middle. So if you measure from Stonehenge all the ways over to the Serpent of the Mound in Ohio in America, and that's in miles, and if you divide that by 38.6, you come out with 100 times exactly. So 100 was their scaling figure. They used 100 to scale up, and when you're up to 100, now you're the size of the universe almost. So you could calculate the precession of the equinoxes. They knew that here as well. So we just go through here, folks. While I have you all. If you know, we do the alignment. Will you do the alignment? Yeah. Yeah. I'll go.
No bother.
We'll just go up here first while we're still on the geometry. Just come up here now, lads, if you can. So now, folks, Fiona will tell you about the alignment here in a second, okay? And this circle is associated with Venus or with Anya. And so this stone here, okay, is an amazing piece of work. They left three-dimensional, not just two-dimensional, but they left three-dimensional graphs on the stone. So if you measure from here to here, look, that's 22.5 inches. The Venus year is 222.5 days. And if you measure from there to the end, it's 200. The rotation of Venus is there as well. You see these lines here on the stones. You know the way the moon has phases. I'll have to get my book there now wherever I left it. Oh, it's gone. Anyway, but the moon has phases. You see these lines carved on the stone here. They're the phases of Venus, okay? So if you start your time here, you're coming around here now, there's greatest elongation. That's when Venus, the Earth, and that's when Venus is at its furthest point from the Earth. You carry on with your time. There's the greatest brightness of Venus, and then Venus, it's going away from us now. It's heading back behind the sun. So there's a three-dimensional graph of Venus. If you come over a foot here, and they've marked the point, and from here to here is 36 inches. That's the yard. So you get the foot, the yard, and from there to there is the metre exactly. That's where they left the metre for us here. So the metre wasn't invented by the French. The metre is an ancient measurement that goes way back. Now I've got a few pictures in here, look, and I can show you a few things about Venus, all right? I'll be as quick as I can here now. Look, there's the phases of Venus carved on the stone, okay? Now this is what I'm talking about here. You can see the phases of Venus here, look, see? See the way Venus has come out from behind the sun now, it's getting closer. You see the way it's getting bigger, smaller. We can't see it now because it's right between us and the sun. Then it comes out, we can see it again. There's maximum brightness and there's maximum elongation. So these people knew what they were doing here and they left it in a three-dimensional graph. This angle here is 144 degrees and the same angle is there. And if you take the angle from the centre between these stones and you go off across the William Smith O'Brien stone there, that's 144 degrees. And for 144 degrees is if that's Earth, Venus and the Sun, the next time you see the three of them in a line will be over here, and that's 144 degrees. So they knew what they were doing here about this is what this is all about. Now there's other stuff here. There's an alignment here in this circle that Fionn is going to tell us about in a second, and we think that the alignment, it's not a solar alignment here or a lunar alignment here. The major alignment of the circle is actually to do with Venus, and it lines up with an inferior conjunction of Venus in the sky. And where it aligns up, you'll have Leo the Lion. You can see Leo the Lion here. Can you see him? If you're looking at that here, look, we think that's Leo the Lion. It could be the bear as well, or it's also Baal. You've heard of Baal. Baal is the goat, okay? So you've got three different faces here, because this is their religion here, okay? Now, if you look in here, you can see, we think that that could be Hydra. And if you look at Hydra in the sky, Hydra is the serpent, and I'm going to call Fionn in there now in a second. I'm just going to show you something. Yeah, absolutely, Billy. This is very important up here now. No. Just give me a sec. I want to show this because this is the religion. As you know, the way people are all hooked on religion and stuff like that. Oh shit, where did I leave it? Anyway, it's in here somewhere. It's probably towards the end, is it? Yeah, here we are. Look. So I showed you the baby owl there on that side of the stone, and there, look, there's the owl on the tail of Hydra, and there's Hydra. There's the head of Hydra, and I have a funny feeling that's Hydra there. You see the face? So that's the alignment up there with Venus when they're at inferior conjunctions. So basically, that's all I'm showing you there. And so look, I'll just get Fionn out to talk about the alignment. Is Fionn on? Fionn on is gone, is he?
No, he's right behind.
Oh, Fionn on. Up Mike. Mike, Fionn on. Fionn on.